What are robot degrees of freedom, DoF? Imagine a robot moving through space, twisting, turning, sliding, and reaching in all directions. How many ways can it move? That's what degrees of freedom help us understand. In robotics, degrees of freedom refer to the number of independent movements a robot can perform. Each movement can be a straight line or a rotation. Think of it like how your arm moves. You can lift it up or down, rotate it at the shoulder, bend at the elbow, and turn your wrist. Each of those movements counts as one degree of freedom. In three-dimensional space, a free-moving object has 6 degrees of freedom. That means it can move forward or backward, left or right, up or down, and rotate in 3 different ways. These rotations are called pitch, yaw, and roll. For robots, understanding these movements is key to designing how they will function and interact with their environment. Robotic arms are made up of several joints, each adding to the total degrees of freedom. For example, a simple robotic arm might have 3 revolute joints, which rotate, and 2 prismatic joints, which slide. A robot with 7 degrees of freedom, like a human arm, can reach around objects and position tools very precisely. More complex robots, like humanoids or multi-legged robots, can have over 20 degrees of freedom. This allows them to perform very detailed and delicate tasks, like picking up small objects or walking on uneven terrain. But adding more degrees of freedom also makes the robot more complicated to control and build. Designers need to balance the number of degrees of freedom with the robot's purpose. If a robot needs to do simple pick and place tasks, fewer degrees of freedom might be enough. But for tasks requiring fine movements or complex positioning, more degrees of freedom are necessary. In robot dynamics, calculating how many degrees of freedom a robot has helps engineers understand its mobility. They use formulas like Grubler's formula to figure out how many joints and links can move freely. This helps in planning how the robot will move and what kind of control systems it needs. To sum up, degrees of freedom tell us how many independent ways a robot can move or change its orientation. They shape the robot's design, control, and ability to perform tasks. Knowing the right number of degrees of freedom ensures the robot can do its job well without being overly complex or too simple.